Wanted to get a real quick look at the sunrise here this morning. The fog coming off the lake. It's really pretty. Well, it's near the end of May. I'm just going to do a quick update of the tour. Roses are doing well. I've got a couple that look a little sad, so I'm going to have to work on those. We'll go catch up on the gardenias in a minute. They're beautiful. See, the pindos are getting a lot bigger. Had to prune them. The gardenias this year are just spectacular. They're so fragrant. You can see some of the sagos, which I transplanted. Here's the oleanders, which I have to keep pruning back. Hibiscus, you know, they got damaged a little bit in the winter, but they're doing okay. And I took out the sagos. These are the hollies that we replaced, and they have little berries on them, so they should be really pretty. So you can see the grapefruit and orange trees. Hopefully I've gotten rid of the aphids, but we'll see. I've just sprayed them. I'm going to spray them again with some liquid soap. And here's a little guy. He's looking a little better than he was the last time. He's even got one fruit on him. There's the Palencia orange, and I think that one's, I forget, I think that's an orange as well. Here are the sagos I transplanted. Those three are doing well. I think I've probably lost those two, and I'm not quite sure about those guys yet. Here's the fountain, and I've planted some butterfly weed, butterfly bush, other things that hopefully butterflies will like, assuming they grow. And here's the flower bed. We've got zinnias this year, you can see back there, and coleus, and that dahlia is really doing well. And that other one, I'll have to call apart because I ordered 3 and only 2 of them grew. Here's the evergreens I planted that hopefully will be future Christmas trees. We weren't around when the azaleas were blooming. You can see the live oaks. They get bigger every year. Here's a shot of the arbor, climbing yellow roses, live oak alley. This was a major job. I cleaned out from underneath the Yopon holly. I must have taken out 30 vines that were growing. In fact, you can just see, I think you can see up there a little one that's dying off. Yeah, some of them broke off, but I got almost all of them. And now, hopefully, give these oleanders a chance. I think there's still, bluebirds still have their nest there, I think, but I saw one of the bluebirds yesterday, so we haven't seen little bluebirds yet. Oh, there's the jasmine that Diana's been weeding so diligently. It's starting to fill in, just as that area, as you can tell, is really starting to fill in. There's the savanna grass. Very pretty, I like that. It's more colorful, I think, later on. And we're down close to the garden here. Oh, this jasmine is just so fragrant. It's going to make a great barrier back here. It's been a good year in the garden. We had broccoli for about 4 months, and we've got some grape-sized tomatoes and lots of green beans and Brussels sprouts and tons of blueberries back there. There's the original pampas grass. I cut him back because he was so big and put in 2 more down there. I think they're going to grow in really fast. There's some more of the grasses I planted originally, and Canary Island palms. Not as big as the ones we saw in Tenerife. My experiment down here, I'm trying the regular jasmine as a ground cover. Well, so we're doing okay. We have a Japanese plum. Boy, I'll tell you, those guys are getting big. Had a few of them this spring. They're really tasty. Zinnias. Those guys back here, I don't know. We'll have to see if they how they do. There's kind of an overview from this end. This is almost a little bit like Alfred Hitchcock. I don't know if you can tell, but those are all little tiny toads. We are being overrun with toads. But hopefully they'll keep all kinds of bugs down, but I have never seen so many in my life. They're funny. Trying to keep them out of the garage by blowing them. Well, as you can tell, it's kind of a chilly morning here. I just thought that was really pretty with the sun coming through and hitting the mist off the lake. And I'll do more of a tape later on, but you can see I'm starting to lay the path back there. I took out one of the saw palmettos. Got some more to go. But we had a frost last night. The roses are doing well now. I don't know why, but Hitchcock would be proud. We have just about every robin, I think every robin in Florida decide to come to the back berm back here, so they're having a great time. Well, we had a whole lot of goldfinch on the bird feeder, but guess who chased them away? Boy, is he tame? That's amazing. This one more close up.
Yeah, she was like, it was like, oh! With the bottle, they would jerk it, you'd like hold on to it while you're
Okay. The end of April. Boy, I'll tell you, the azaleas are just right at their peak. Just really, really pretty. Of course, you can't tell on the videotape, but the citrus blossoms are in full swing here. You can definitely smell them. This is one of my winter projects. As you can see, I don't know if I have a videotape of that before, but that was all overgrown brush and everything back there. And I've taken all that out. I cut out vines. Some of them went 150 feet up into the trees up there. So I've taken all that out. Back there you can see where all the vines went. Give me a little protection from the neighbors next door. And here you can see some of the little crepe myrtles put in. It should be right about there. And just yesterday, covered this whole area. This is the grassy knoll, which I'll have to rename now because no longer have any grasses on it. Hopefully it'll be the honeysuckle knoll, because in addition to the crepe myrtles, every other spot along here is honeysuckle vine. So we're going to see how, hopefully they're going to grow up over top and cover that. But I've taken everything out of here. You can see all the vines that I've taken out. And there you get a better view of the black plastic, which is, and then you can also see, that's actually a vine. Can you believe that? It's like about 2 inches in diameter. That's why it was going 100 feet up and 150 feet up in the air. And then I cut down 2 wax myrtles over where the Japanese plums were. They were competing. So I've taken that out, and that's the branches from the wax myrtle. You can see the blueberries actually have blueberries on them. Nothing ripe yet, but these are the grasses that I cut back to the ground. Peas are just about done, and the tomatoes, they're just getting started. There are the pepper plants I'm about to plant. There's all the broccoli. We have had tons of broccoli. And there's Brussels sprouts. And mandarin oranges are loaded with blossoms, so hopefully they'll do well this year. Bottle brush is pretty too. That area over there is where I took out, these are the, well, first of all, in the front here, these are Sweet Bay magnolias. Look a little skinny right now, but they're starting to get some blooms on them. Back behind there, you can see the beach sunflower look really, really good. And off in the distance there, you can see Wedelia, which is getting going. Jasmine's growing well, but that's the area back over there. That I'm looking right now. In fact, you might even be able to see some of the yellow to orange Japanese plums. Back behind there were more of those wax myrtles, and they were just cheek by jowl. They were just up against each other. So the Japanese plums are much prettier, and like them a lot more than the wax myrtles, so I took them out. Here we are back at the Live Oak LA, and you can see the roses on the arbor there just are doing great. They're just about to come out and bloom. And this pathway I put in the fall, and now you can see you have a whole ton of various flowering plants, and so that's going to be kind of like our perennial flower garden there. And here you can see, oh wow, that purple azalea is just, I'm going to keep him. The problem is that these were the lost children, kind of, because they didn't match the ones around the house. So I took them out and put them back here, and they love this spot. It's partial shade, they get plenty of water. I think I'm going to move those too and just keep the purple, because it's so gorgeous. Now I'm also going to take out this leaning tree, probably in the fall. Get some firewood for the winter, and then have a second perennial garden next spring on this side. So I think this area ought to be really, really pretty. And back there, back behind our future Christmas trees, there are a few more crepe myrtles. And but when the oleanders start blooming, they're going to be really pretty. Ever since I've gotten that systemic insecticide down on the ground, taking care of the oleander worm, boy, I'll tell you, those oleanders have just really started to grow in front of the Yopon holly there. I think you can't see it right now, but I think there's a nest of bluebirds in there, because we've seen them flying around in the evening. The pansies have definitely done well, as the snapdragons have done well this year. You can see all the pansies are there. They're running out of gas too. Some of them are starting to, you can see right here, some of the pansies have bitten the dust, but they're still looking good. But the warm weather's starting to get to them. There's lemon abner under the bird feeder. Okay, and a little